All right, so what I'd like to do in this lesson is cover another programming, I guess, paradigm in object-oriented programming. So we've actually kind of jumped around a little bit. We've done a little bit of like playing with object pools. That's where those objects constantly respawn themselves in the scene as they're born, whether it's in the tower defense game or whatever. So what inheritance is, it's a mechanism in programming where you can base an object or class on another object, right? And this makes programming a lot cleaner and a lot easier. And so, for instance, we have two pickups in our scene, but say we want to have 50 pickups, right? So we have a coin pickup here and we have a health pickup. And what we want to do is we want to put code that is similar to both of these in their own script, right? So, for instance, if we look at the pickup script here, they're both going to trigger when the player walks into them. So they can share that logic. But each one of them are going to have a specific function, right? Like the health pickup is going to increase my player's health. The coin pickup is going to increase the money that my character gets when they pick up a coin. And if we have all of that logic in one pickup script, the coin and health, it gets really messy. So we want to break that logic. Remember, we always want to be clean, and we want to break the logic up into, the smallest, these scripts as small as possible and give them single responsibility. And a lot of times when you're working at a studio or you're watching a tutorial or whatever, they like to describe single responsibility also as modular and readable. All right, so let me kind of drag this over just a little bit here. And the script that I'm going to make is the health pickup script. So I'm going to do C# script, and I'm going to call this health pickup. And I'm going to drag this in. And I think, I forgive me, I don't know what it is. I think it's Shift Enter for in Visual Studio as well. But let me kind of make this half the side. So on the left, I have my pickup script here. And then I have my health pickup on the right. Okay. So I have my two scripts. And then let's go ahead, because the only currency I'm going to have in my game is those coins. So I'm going to name it coin pickup. And then I'm going to drag that onto this side. And so I have my coin pickup and my health pickup here, because they're going to share they're going to do their own thing, but they're both going to inherit from this pickup class here. So believe it or not, you've actually been working with inheritance for, since we've coded games. And what that is that's in this form of mono behavior, which has things like update, start, things like that. So if we want to have our health pickup, for instance, inherit from pickup here, I can just grab this class name and just drop it here instead of mono behavior. And now my health pickup inherits from this class here. Now inheritance goes down the chain, right? Like you can have, I inherit properties from my grandparents inherit properties from their great parents, and it goes all the way down. So the reason why we don't get an error when we change this from mono behavior to pickup is because I'm inheriting from this pickup class, which is inheriting from mono behavior. So I still can use update and start because it's part of the same inheritance, because this inherits from mono behavior. All right, so I'm going to grab pickup from here. I'm going to go to coin pickup. I'm going to do the same thing here. All right, so now what I can do is remove this pickup script from here because it inherits all the same stuff from pickup. And I'm going to grab, this is my coin pickup. I'm going to drag my coin pickup script here. I'm going to remove this pickup from my health pickup here. And I'm going to put my health pickup script on there. Save that. Save our project. Now to show you how this works, notice that we have this game object name here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control-Shift-C, and I'm just going to move these over just a little bit here. Now when I press play, you'll still notice, even though those are there, because they inherit from here, I still get the same functionality as before. So I'm going to stumble. See how it says runner? There we go. It's still registering runner and runner and like that. If you need further proof, we could just put inside of there, like this name and then game object name, and it'll tell you the current name of the object or whatever. So, but I'm not going to add too much time to that in this video. So you can see it still inherits that collision where it's registering the runner's name, whether it's a health or coin pickup, because we're inheriting that code into this script. All right, so to really hammer this home, go ahead and delete these. So you have like these two empty classes. So I'm going to save the health pickup here and the coin pickup here, and I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to hit Control S. Now inside of here, what I'll do is inside of our pickup script, I'll add a serialized field, and I'm going to call this, I'll make it a float. It'll be rotation speed. And we're going to make this equal to, I don't know, 50F. I have no idea. We might have to adjust it in our scene. And let's make this a little bit wider here. And what I want is inside of our, on each one of these coins and the health pickups, I want them to rotate. You're probably not going to notice a difference in the health pickup. Maybe I'll change it from like a sphere to that plus sign. But for now, we'll have it rotate. And all I'm going to do is, let's see, and we could just kind of, we'll go easy on ourselves. We'll make an update method here. And then inside of here, we'll just do transform dot rotate. I'm going to do capital R here because we're adjusting that property. And then I don't want it to rotate on the X. I want it to rotate on the Y. So let's do rotation speed here. And I don't want it to rotate on the Z. And you probably guessed it. I'm going to normalize that by doing time dot delta time. And just to kind of really show you what I'm talking about, if I grab my coin pickup and I drop it in the scene, if I rotate it, let's kind of move these over now a little bit this way. On the Y, if I add 50 to that, you can see it moves that in that increment. So I'm going to undo that. And you can see I have the rotation speed here is 50. I'm going to delete this. And now when I press play, again, they only have these scripts on there. You should see them rotating, my coins rotating in the scene. See how they're rotating? They're rotating pretty slowly though. Let's select our pickup script, which is here. Or actually, let's select our coin pickups, and we'll make this one 100. Keeps clicking off. This one stayed at 50 because remember, on each object, they have their own like properties, so they can exist separately, right? So yeah, see they're rotating a lot quicker, which makes better sense as the coins spawn in our scene. You can see that. And honestly, if you want to, you can go inside your health pickup here. I don't like this apple. I'm just going to create a cube here and just do something like this. I'm going to hit Control D and then rotate that 90 degrees. Then, let's see. Did we make a material for this? Oh no, we just did a vertex color. So I'm going to delete that apple. And then I'm going to remove this sphere collider. Remember that we had it marked as a trigger. And I'm just going to add a box collider here. And actually, I think both of those cubes have a box collider on them. So I want to make sure to remove those box colliders. And then on this box collider, just bring this up a little bit like that. Okay, sorry about that. So we have this, and I'm gonna, as long as it hits it, let's make sure it's marked as trigger. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is in materials here, let's see. Oops, did I grab my input, take it out of there? Let's make another material. And just call this health. Select both cubes. And then I'll make this red. All right, and now when I press play, Hopefully those aren't huge, but let's see. They just need to be a little bit higher off the ground. So again, let's go back into health pickup here. And these above the grid there. And then that should be fine. And that's a trigger. And then I don't know why it keeps clicking off of this. I hope there's nothing funky going on. All right, let's press play on that. Yeah, that looks much better. You can see it says runner down here. Now, there are times, and this is going to seem like word salad at first, when you want to create a method and override that method. Again, this creates cleaner code for commonalities between them. So, for instance, we want to just create this master class here. And this class is not going to be, notice it's not actually attached to any game objects in our scene, this pickup class, right? But the health pickup and the coin pickups are, right? And so right now, anything that this script is doing, anything that these scripts are attached to, they're going to, they're doing the same thing. It's printing player, it's rotating, things like that. But we need to give these classes their own individual attributes, right? Their own individual things to do. But we need to, again, we're using this as sort of a blueprint, this master class for what we want our subclasses to do. So let me kind of show you what they're talking about. So there's some keywords that we want to use. And one is protected, which means we only use this, essentially this, we're going to use this particular method in this class and derived classes. That means classes that inherit from it. And we're going to use abstract, and then we're going to name this method on pickup, void on pickup. And we're going to get an error. And the reason why we have this abstract here is because we are saying essentially that this class is an abstraction. It's not attached to any objects in the scene. It only exists to be a blueprint for other classes to inherit from. And we're getting this error because it says abstract method is non-abstract class. So what does that mean? Well, what's happening here is this public class, this class needs to be marked as abstract. So this is saying that this is the master class. Now, notice we got two errors over here. And the reason for that is it's saying, hey, you're saying that this method, this protected abstract, you have a protected abstract method. That means every class that derives from this, and we know it's derived because we put this instead of mono behavior here, needs to have this class. So I think it's the same in Visual Studio. If you click this little light bulb, it says implement missing members. It'll actually create this on pickup class here. And so that got rid of the error here. So I'm actually going to hit Control L to delete that line. And then what I want to do in here, just so we can test it, is I'm going to do debug.log. And then inside of here, I'll say hello from, what is this? HP, that's health pickup. And then I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to copy this would have to change the coin pickup. So just to save time, I'm really just going to copy this line here. And then this already sort of saves us time by clicking on this and then clicking that little thing and then implementing missing members. So I'm going to hit Control here, L here, and then paste this. Let's make sure we're inside these curly braces here. And I'm going to save this. And that got rid of all of our errors. So now what we can do is instead of saying, hey, we want to get the name here, I'm just going to grab this on pickup. And what will happen is as we enter this trigger, it'll actually call this on pickup method, which will call it on each one of these guys as we enter a object. Remember, all this is doing is just checking if whatever object this inherits from, which is our pickup script, has that player tag. And then it's going to call this pickup method, which is just printing hello from health pickup. And then this would be coin pickup. So I'll just do coin here, coin P, just to save time. Save that. Save this. And now when I press play, actually I'm going to hit Control-Shift-C to open up my console as well. So we can see that, make sure that it's cleared out for yourselves. Now when I press play, I hit pause at the same time, so I have to unpause it. It's going to start in a pause state. There we go. So now I'm going to just kind of like, let's see, boom. So we have hello from health pickup, hello from health pickup, bunch of coin ones. So that's kind of the gist behind inheritance. Again, you should always have a notebook next to you with a pen, taking notes as I go through these examples. So I'm going to save everything and check it in, and I think that's good for this particular lesson.